Hey everybody, Weem here. Welcome back to ARK. It's been a long time since ARK was on the channel. I had done some videos here and there in the past, but I've been playing this a lot lately, and typically the games I play a lot of make their way to the channel eventually, even though I haven't had a video up in a while. Now, I'm actually noticing something just now. I've got some weird purple stuff on my fur coat, like I ate something like some kind of purpley food and spilled it. But anyway, I am just kind of hanging out here at this base I've put together, and I thought, you know what, let's record this. Let's bring you guys in here. I'm going to show you my base and talk a bit about this mod we're using, which has been pretty fun. I'd never used mods in ARK before, and anyway, this one has been quite a bit of fun, so let's begin a tour, I suppose. So we've currently got a server going here playing the Ragnarok map, which has been a lot of fun. I'd never played on the map until we started this a couple weeks ago, and I love this map. So many cool locations for base, and I found this spot that I thought would be pretty cool. It's kind of on the border of the desert, which is out that way, and it's on a cliff edge, which I think is kind of cool. So you can see we've got some windmill stuff going. I've got these big glass windows. These are awesome. These are from the mod Structures Plus. So I'll kind of go into that as well as we go. I've got this double door here, which is cool. I love that this just opens. Yes. And you can do really cool things like set the delay on that as well. So anyway, those of you who've watched enough of my videos know that when it comes to base building, I like things to be very symmetrical. I don't need them to be perfectly symmetrical. I've got stuff down here you can see on the left and right that is actually different, but the layout and everything is very symmetrical. I've got these kind of two upstairs kind of areas on each side, and the door is kind of creaking open. I got too close to it. With a little walkway here, and then back here is kind of the cliff edge where we park birds. Now when I made this base, oh, look at that view. Love the desert. Very cool. But when I made this base, I kind of put it on the edge of this little cliff, and I am a big fan of the Pteranodons and the, what's the other one? The newer one. I forgot what it's called. Those guys are pretty cool. I like the really light Fliers. Just zippy and fast, and I don't need anything super big and bulky. So I tend to make bases that are like this. They have big open areas to land on, and then place for you to kind of deposit materials. Now I had a bunch of these storage crates all lined up out here. If I remember, I'll throw a screenshot up. I'll probably forget, but basically just had these rows of boxes. But with the two vaults I've put in, we actually have quite a bit of storage space. I've actually got signs on here indicating what's in what. Still have plenty of space for all kinds of stuff, so that's pretty cool. I do have the big windmills up top, the turbines, and so those are powering like some lights here, and they're also powering this guy. In fact, these typically run on gas, but when you get the Structures Plus version, you can see it says S Plus Fabricator. It can actually be powered instead of using gas, and it's also silent. Ah, so quiet. Same with this guy too. The industrial grill is also powered by the wind turbines up top. You can see the line coming down with the outlet. Fridges, I have food and kibble and stuff like that. So it's a pretty basic layout, but it does the job enough for me. Kolohe is here as well. You can see he's got his flyer here. This is his bird as well. I have Ibaru is in here. He's kind of away right now. He's asleep up top. In fact, him and we've got him there, and Kolohe's there, and then Brandon. All three of them passed out doing nothing. I'm doing all the work here. So as I walk back here, we've got the edge back down there. I had mentioned, you know, we're kind of on a cliff. There's like one more cliff below us that the Bronto's on. You can see we've got the big platform on its back. We actually use that to walk over here from the beach, which is pretty cool. Kolohe's been working on the greenhouse down there, but what I did is I threw up a big door over there. You can see the behemoth gate, which kind of protects the entrance to the lower area from that side. And then I have another one over here, which you can kind of see if I spin around here. Along with walls as well. So this is just kind of a protected area. Obviously Fliers can get in here, but wanted the Bronto down there. We got a trike and some other stuff down there that were up here taking up space, but I've moved them down. So I mentioned that I'm using the Structures Plus mod, which is very cool. I thought I would show you guys some of that, but I do want to ask, have you guys played with mods before in ARK? I know it's not a new thing, so I don't mean to say that as like, did you know that there are mods? I know you know there's mods, but have you played with them? I'd actually never played with them until recently. And interestingly, Knox was putting in, who set up the server, he decided to put in the Structures Plus mod, and I thought Structures Plus, okay, there's more building pieces, right? There's going to be more kinds of floors and stuff. Well, there's a whole lot more to it than that. You can see I've got this pistol in my inventory. This guy will actually shoot items. I can like pick them up, and then you can put them back down. So things like containers, boxes and stuff, you can actually pick up and move, which is cool. You don't have to demolish them. So if I take like a big stack of these guys, I'm just gonna put one of these out here, say there. And so normally you would kind of destroy that and get some materials back, but you can actually shoot this and it goes into your inventory. You can see on the left there. So I could place it back down, which is awesome. That's a huge thing. You can also right click and change the mode of the gun to demolish things, which I haven't really used. But anyway, that's pretty cool. I also have another one. I don't know if it's in my inventory right now. I have some random items from a drop, a couple drops. Let's see, it's not here. It could be in. I made this little personal storage and I dumped some things in here. Yeah, there's the light setter. That's what I wanted to show you. So what's cool is I've got these lights. Now if I get under this, I can actually jump to access it, like turn it on and kind of change the settings. But this gun actually lets you shoot them from a distance and open up their settings like this. Now what's cool about these lights is that you can change the colors, and additionally they can actually come on at night and turn off in the morning. And I've got this offset because I want them to stay on a little bit longer in the morning. But anyway, really cool. You can even have it blink between a primary and secondary color. That's a bit too much for me, I think. I think I'd get a headache. But anyway, really cool stuff. You can also, with that gun, you can right-click one of the lights and then shoot another one, and it will move the settings. It copies the settings over. So those things right there are awesome, but there's quite a bit more. So the thing that I really was the most excited to discover in this game was how you can actually pull items from all around you to you to do some crafting. So to demonstrate this, what I'll do is I'll jump in here and I can go to crafting and go down to, say, this cloth shirt, and you can see I don't have this fiber. I have no fiber on me. I've cleared my inventory. But if I go to this, we'll just go with the, yeah, we'll do the shirt. So I have none of the fiber. Well, I can actually pull to me, that's what this icon is, pull to me enough items to craft X number of those. So if I wanted to make 10 shirts, I could type in 10, and this would pull in enough items to craft 10 of those. So if I right click the shirt, you can see craft 10 is a possibility. If I go to my inventory, this is enough to make 10 of those. And so I can actually just craft one of them. I won't, because I don't want a cloth shirt right now. But you get the idea. And that actually works in these kinds of things as well. You have the same option on this side for you to choose a quantity. You can choose you know, something you want to make. Like we have a blueprint here. We can actually choose to pull in the items to make that, and it will pull from all of the storage around you, all the dinos around you, and even if there's a bag on the ground, it will pull out of that inventory as well. Really cool stuff. It really helps when you're trying to kind of consolidate things too. I made these 3 crates back here. These are just for coal. And so I had coal kind of all over the place. So I stood here, I opened one of these, and check this out. This is pretty cool. What this icon does is you can click here and go to charcoal, and it would show you all the places where charcoal is. Now, I have them all, fortunately, in these 3 cases that are here. But if I had some in other places, I could select all on those, pull, it would come into my inventory, and then I can just drag, you know, them into here, or pop them all into there really quick. So that kind of inventory management at the base level for me is so cool. Like, that by itself would be amazing. You can see my lights are on now. Ah, silly door. You see the lights are on now, and I've actually tweaked the colors, kind of made these a bit more subdued, and instead of stark white, they're kind of like an off-white, borderline kind of yellowish tint there. So you can see the lighting is actually pretty good here, especially at night. This is very well lit without it being too much. And it obviously helps that I have all these the windows and everything above. Now, part of this mod as well is that there are certain things that can have models. I don't have the model gun on me. I actually think I got rid of it. These guns are easy to make. They take like 1 thatch or whatever. They're just meant to be for settings and stuff. So there is a model gun that you can actually shoot certain things like this glass and change the look of it. So I could change it so that there's only metal along the bottom, the left, and the top, but not the metal frame here on the right. So you could put things together to make really cool formations of windows and everything. So lots of cool stuff, and they have all kinds of other guns. I'm going to jump into here now. When you go into the Engrams, it gets a bit chunky. There's like a lot of them, so things kind of slow down. My frame rate kind of drops. But right away you can see the different guns that are here. There's a repair gun. There's a transparency gun to change the transparency of glass, which is cool. A transfer gun, so you can shoot one thing and it kind of takes that inventory, and shooting another one, it kind of pops it over into that inventory. Really, really cool stuff. Now, additionally, take this some steps further, a lot of the items that you have, like ceiling and walls and floor, they can have S+ version, the structures plus versions of them. So you have actually this converter, and you can throw in items into here and then convert them to the S+ version. And some of the S+ versions, just like the window here, will have different options, like the model. Some of them are for containers that now you can lock them or change some other setting if you're using the S+ version. So you just have to learn the S+ Engram version, but fortunately those cost 0. So kind of changing something to an S+ item is free in that sense. Now it's interesting is you can actually convert S+ items back to normal, and I thought at the time, I was like, why would you even do that? But it turns out right now there's a bug with the wiring, the S+ wiring cables don't quite work right. So I was fortunate to have this, because I was able to come drop them in and convert them back to normal cables so I could use them. Okay, I'm gonna bring my bird, Pteranodon, down here. Where's it? Pteranodon. It's Pteranodon, I think. I have these different variations I kind of continually use. Yeah, Pteranodon. Now, unfortunately, I had a bit of an accident. There was a drop way up in the snow. I flew up there. It was really dark. It was just stupid of me. I hopped off, started gathering stuff, and I typically set my Fliers to be passive. And so they just kind of chill there, and I got attacked, and while my Pteranodon had a lot of life, he ended up getting killed, and I couldn't find the bag in the light. I went back up there with light, couldn't find it, and so I lost him, which was a bummer. I called him Bright Weem, and basically, as you can see, this one is super bright. They have a Valentine's Day event going on, even though at this point we're a few days past, where you could have different dinos appearing with like reds and purples, which at first we actually thought was a graphical bug. We were like, man, we're all having this issue. It's really weird. And then when we found out it was a Valentine's Day thing and kind of took a closer look at some of them, we actually, particularly me, especially me, I was like, it's actually kind of cool. So I grabbed this one for Ibaru and named him Pteranodon. Ebe hasn't been on since I grabbed that for him, but anyway, Nox helped me grab one that he had spotted that I named Brightweem. That was so cool. I really like the coloring, reds and pinks and stuff like that, but as I mentioned, sadly he died last night. But anyway, so now we're kind of back to needing to use Pteranodon here, but I don't have a saddle, I'm realizing. I can't remember if I have to be down there to make the saddle. Let's check in here. Saddle. Oh, we have the Pteranodon saddle, right? So we can actually do this here. We've got, we need 75 chitin or keratin, 230 hide, so we'll go ahead and do one. I just want to make one. So we do have the resources for that, and it's pulled them. So now we can actually craft one. Sweet. I might have a blueprint for a better saddle. I probably should have checked that first. I suppose it doesn't matter because I actually have, we have a few more Pteranodons around that don't have saddles, for example his, so if I make another one I can get him one. Let's put this on here. I'm going to try not to sprint fly because he's pretty quick. We're just going to pop down here. Now one of the other mods we actually put on was, it's called Classical Fliers, I believe. What that lets you do is it lets you upgrade the movement speed of dinos, which you used to be able to do for a long time, but that was changed, and that was removed as a possibility for upgrade. So we put that mod in because we liked being able to upgrade the speed. Even though I don't do that a whole lot, I primarily focus on stamina and weight so I can carry things, and then health as well so they kind of can survive things, because, well, I kind of use them as bait sometimes. I'm sorry, buddy. Sometimes I'll land and basically just kind of hop off of them, and put them between myself and some mob, so when it runs up and starts attacking them, I then can kind of run around to the side and then start stabbing and kill it. I'm pretty tough as it is. If I bring up my stats here, if you didn't catch it before, here's where I'm at: 520 health, 420 melee damage. So there's a lot I can take on just fine, but as long as my Pteranodon has a lot of life, I can let them be the bait, and then I don't have to worry so much about being knocked out, for example. Sorry, buddy. So let's go ahead. I want to check the saddles really quick while it's on my mind here. PT, is that gonna Raptor? Yeah. So we don't have any the Pteranodon Saddles. I'll just make sure it's not like a buggy thing. It's just missing it. It doesn't look like it though. You can see we've got some other nice saddles and stuff in here, but definitely want to do that. One of the things I need to focus on as well is that I don't really have great gear. You can see I'm kind of wearing like a hodgepodge of things. It's kind of a random mix, but that's mostly because I've been here building base and everything, so I haven't worried about it too much. But that's next on my list, is to actually maybe go after some more drops, try to get some more like blueprints of some, you know, better quality, higher rating kind of gear, because I need to shore up my defenses. Speaking of defenses, if I bring this up, you can see my pants are a little bit damaged, and in going through explaining this, I realized I didn't explain what this icon is. I wish it would kind of say something on a mouse over, but that's okay. So we're going to take this off. Basically, what this does... Who's making all that noise? I'm trying to talk here. Basically what this does is you can select an item, and then this will pull the items needed in order to repair that. So it's kind of similar. This is in order to make it. This is to repair whatever you're selected on. So I can hit that. It grabs what I need. Now I can right click, hit repair, fix the pants, and we're good. Obviously you can't repair everything in your inventory. Some of the stuff has to be done out of the station, but that's why you have the icons over on the right as well. So if you're in a station inventory. So pretty cool stuff. Okay, I think what I'm going to do is we're going to hop on Terraween, and I'm going to fly over to another person's base. Eric has a base over here on the server. He's called Arios. We're going to cruise over here because right about where the horn of my Pteranodon is, he has a base made entirely of adobe. He wanted to do that, and I haven't seen it in a bit, so let's fly up here and check it out. Alrighty, there it is. We'll kind of speed up here really quick. You can see he's got some dinos on top. I think I'll just kind of park down on the ground. Yeah, last time I was here, I don't think he had the top floor finished. Yeah, it wasn't quite complete. What's it say? Home of Arios. We'll go in here and close the door. So he's got things powered, obviously, refrigerator, stuff like that. Got the fireplace to keep it nice and toasty in here. This actually is an S+ crafting station. This is for you to craft S+ items versus kind of making them in your inventory and then converting them. You can use this. I think it can make anything that you can make in your inventory. I think that's the idea there, just to kind of shortcut that. Again, it's free to convert stuff, but maybe you don't have the converting station yet. So it looks like he has upgraded this to the S+ fabricator, so it's powered. That's cool. He's got 4 anvils, as we do with the smithy. That's cool, all kinds of storage. Not labeled, though. Mine's cooler. Mine's all labeled. Yeah, he's got some blueprints. Ooh, let's check this. Let's see if he's got anything like we might borrow to craft. A trike saddle. I'm just kind of looking at the colored stuff. Let's actually just look at saddles. Okay, so he doesn't really have... Oh, the Tapahara, that's the kind of second level Pteranodon, right? The Tapaharas are pretty cool. So this would be cool for me to come make a saddle at some point. It's good to know that that's there. Let's see, anything else? It looks like he doesn't really have a lot of armor. He has tech. We can't really do tech right now. Ghillie stuff. Okay, interesting. Maybe he has more. Let's cruise upstairs. So this was kind of cool. He did this like stairway through, like this is a door frame, and then he did another door frame on top. Obviously you wouldn't be able to step through here if he didn't do that, so that's pretty cool. There's his wind turbine. Got the Dimorphodon just kind of hanging there. Double door again. Here's his converting station, storage. Here he is passed out. Let's check him out. What does he have on him? What you got? You got anything cool? Mastercraft sword. I actually found that and gave it to him. He prefers swords. I like using the pike. The omnicular, or however you may pronounce that, actually a third mod that we have that simply allows you to make this, which is kind of a better spyglass. These guys use spyglasses all the time because they're constantly looking for the right level dino to breed them and stuff like that, and I don't tend to worry too much about that. Mostly because when they find cool stuff, they share, so I get to be lazy. But anyway, it sounds like we're having some kind of storm out here. It's going to be raining, but I think that's pretty much it. He does have this, which last time I was here was just more storage. Yeah. Okay. Let's see what he's got. Just has things kind of separated here. Obviously with S Plus, it doesn't matter that it's kind of outside his house. He can pull items to him pretty easily. In fact, from here we would be able to look at it because we're in the same tribe, which I think you do have to be. And let's see, charcoal. So he doesn't have a whole lot compared to what we have. We have a ton of charcoal, and it's used for making ammunition, so I think we're kind of hanging on to that so he can do that. Okay, well, made it back to the base. One of the things I realized kind of in flying back over here was that almost every time I make an ARK video, I get asked what my settings are at. Now, the first videos I have, if you go way back on my channel, when ARK was like brand new, literally playing it like day one, I think my first ARK video is the day that you could first play the game. I really had to crank the settings down. I don't have to as much anymore, but I don't quite actually remember my settings, so let's just look. Because again, I get asked. So there you go. There's all that. I actually am running everything on Epic. For some reason, I thought I switched something to high, but I guess not. Yeah. Okay. So anyway, there you go. Just thought I would leave this up for a second because I always get asked and I'm always like, I don't know, like there's some Epic things. I know that I always turn off motion blur just because it bugs me. I think a lot of people do that. I do leave on the camera shake and everything. I don't mind that so much. I know a lot of people turn that off. Obviously not so much about the graphical setup, which is what people are concerned with. But anyway, there you go. There's my settings. That's what I'm currently running at. The FPS with those settings here on Ragnarok, you know, with these mods and everything, it's okay. It's usually like 50 to 70 or so. I could turn a few of those down and it goes way up, you know, 80, 90, you know, 100, stuff like that, higher. But at this frame rate, I'm totally fine with it. So, and it just looks so darn pretty. So, I think that pretty much covers the base, looking over the base, you know. I'm going to go gather some oil. I've got a oil pump somewhat nearby, but yeah. I'm curious how many of you guys are playing ARK currently or played recently. I am considering getting Aberration, just because there's items that you can craft here if you have Aberration and I don't. And I've looked up what all those things are, and I don't think they're anything too crazy. So it's like, well, $20 to like access some more stuff. I know you can play on, I think it's a map, right? It's a new map. So that's kind of interesting to me. Look at all those guys together. So anyway, I'm kind of curious too to hear from those of you who have Aberration. What do you think of it? Is it cool? Is it worth it? Because I'm kind of debating that right now. So here we go. We've got this pump here. Hop off here, and I don't know if there's going to be a lot or like next to nothing. Okay, not too much. I counted one time I came here and got something like 3,700 oil out of there. It was a lot. But anyway, look at this view. I just love the desert. The desert is so cool. Not cool enough to like go put a base down in, but I've flown all over it too. There's like a cool temple like over there. Really cool stuff, but I like the look of it. I just don't want to... Great place to visit, not a great place to live. How about we put it that way? I think that'll make sense. Now, we actually have this issue. While I'm here, there are wyverns on this map, which are awesome. Wyverns are so cool. But we actually had this, like, bug. I don't know if it's, like, resolved itself. I think we've restarted a few times for other reasons. But we had this thing where wyverns were like mass producing, and there was like a cloud of them, and if you got close enough to see them, it would just completely lag you out. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go try and see if I can find that, and it could be to my demise in doing this, but we'll see. And if it starts to get chunky and stuff, that's just how it goes because of this. So I'm going to go over here anyway. It's weird because during our first instance of the server, we played for the first week, we were in this area, and the Wyverns were not really that big of a thing. There were some, but it wasn't like a big deal. But when we restarted, there's one flying there, you can see some. When we restarted this time around, just it became a thing. Like, they just kept duplicating. So you can already see there's quite a few here. My FPS is not too problematic yet. Look at them though. There's a good number of them. And you can see one of the look at the Pteranodons below, right? Pinks and reds from the event. There goes a Wyvern kind of offshooting. You see how many there are? I'm going to try to fly up a bit higher because I don't want to run into any. I've killed a few. Look at that. That's what I'm talking about right there. Look at that. That is crazy. I got to try and get into... Look at this, you guys. Is that insane or what? Look at that. I can't believe this is running so well right now. My frames have definitely dropped, but it's not a huge issue. Look, that's a problem, right? I think that's not what's supposed to be happening. Anyway, I'm surprised this is actually running decently for me right now. My FPS, to give you an idea, is currently in the 30s, 20 to 30 actually. It's kind of hopping around, but we actually, I had a problem before coming through where I'd get like 7 FPS, but look at that. That is insane. I do not believe that that is intentional, that it's supposed to be that way. This would be a bad time to be force landed, right? Looks like my stamina's good. Let's fly directly over. Look at this, you guys. Look at them in the cliff. Look how many there are. Wow, let's pass this. I'll try to look back on it. Look at that. Oh, that is so many. This cannot be right. Oh my gosh. Alrighty, well anyway, that's pretty much it. I just wanted to show you that. Let's just go ahead and fly back now. Okay, well I think that pretty much covers what I wanted to cover. As I mentioned at the top, I've been playing a lot of ARK, and typically when I'm playing a game a lot, as many of you know, then I like to just make a video of it and just talk about what I'm currently doing in the game, which at this point is playing around with the Structures Plus mod and the Ragnarok map, which is this is my first time playing it, so it's been a lot of fun. I've been having a blast. I'm very curious about you guys and whether you've played with mods before and which mods you really like, because we're wanting to try some more mods out, so feel free to suggest them in the comments. I would appreciate that. And I'm also really curious to hear about any of you who are playing Aberration, because I'm thinking about picking that up. I don't feel like I necessarily need it, but if it sounds like you guys think it's cool and has cool stuff in it, that would be, you know, that would interest me. Now, one thing, I could be wrong about this. I could look this up, but I'm kind of lazy, and you can let me know in the comments. In Aberration, I believe there's like a new map, right? It's like underground kind of stuff. If I recall correctly, can't you like not fly, or are there only like a few? I do recall in a video there's somebody flying something, but I thought it was supposed to largely be about ground-based movement. So is there some kind of restriction to flying? Like, are only certain creatures, you know, there are only a few that you can fly on? Anyway, I'm a little confused about that, so let me know what you know about the game that you think would be interesting to me, or things that I should know before I buy it. I would really appreciate that, because I'm kind of considering picking that up soon. I just need maybe a few of you to push me over the edge. But anyway, I think that's it. I wanted to also kind of give you the quick base tour, show off what I've been working on, and yeah, share the world with you. So thanks for stopping in, you guys. I appreciate it, really appreciate it. And I know I've been away. It's been a few weeks since my last video. I've been doing a lot of other stuff, been having some fun with some other things, and kind of taking a break from the YouTube thing. I love the YouTube thing, but I got a lot of other stuff I like doing too. So I'll try to keep getting back here every once in a while. For those of you who have been asking for more videos, we'll continue to do more here and there. Maybe more ARK, we'll see. But anyway, I appreciate you guys stopping in as always, and I will catch you next time.